Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we are going ZACIAN hunting in the Master League Classic Edition. If you've played any Master League recently, you know it is absolutely overrun with ZACIAN, but today, we begin to fight back. We're running a team featuring ROSERADE and Flash Cannon MELMETAL to really bring the pain to ZACIAN. This is definitely not a team I'd recommend for climbing rank, but I did have a blast running it. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and let's take a look at ROSERADE and Flash Cannon MELMETAL in action in the Master League. Terrible lead in the first match, Giratina Origin into ZACIAN. We safe switch into our MELMETAL and we're met by a Giratina Origin from the opponent. This is typically a pretty rough matchup for MELMETAL, but we're able to better fight back thanks to Flash Cannon, that same type attack bonus coming in clutch. We decide to tank the first move, we do survive the Shadow Ball, we just can't get to the Flash Cannon, but we sneak through a Thunder Shock. So if we survive this, which we barely do, we're able to undertap and get off a second Flash Cannon. The question is, do they respect it? They do not, and MELMETAL actually able to win back switch advantage from a Giratina Origin. Back in comes ZACIAN to farm down, but we have a nasty surprise waiting for ZACIAN with Poison Jab ROSERADE. ROSERADE, even in Master League, is still very glassy. I am going to shield up the Dark Pulse, and we are going to fire back with the Fire-type Weather Ball. Weather Ball forces the shield, and they have Togekiss in back. So after the Giratina is gone, they are incredibly weak to our ROSERADE. We are going to farm up to back-to-back Weather Balls, and now we're going to switch into the Giratina Origin just to get some usefulness out of it. The Shadow Claws will add up, and I'm going to farm up a nice amount of energy before I go for the Ominous Wind to take out the Togekiss. My guess is the ZACIAN will go for a very aggressive farm down, but they should not be able to reach enough energy to get to the 2 Dark Pulses that they'll need to take me out. We land the Shadow Ball, and now they are comfortably in Weather Ball range, so at this point, this game is over. We do lose CMP, but they don't have 2 moves, so we can safely shield the Dark Pulse, and we are able to hit them with the back-to-back Weather Balls. So after seeing what is one of the worst possible leads you can see for this team, still able to clutch it out, get the win, ROSERADE able to close strong. Hopping to the next match, we have Giratina into Excadrill. This is a very, very nice lead, and they safe switch ZACIAN, and this is why we are running ROSERADE, because ROSERADE resists all charge moves from ZACIAN's standard moveset. They go for the Play Rough. That is totally fine by me. These Poison Jabs are absolutely tearing through. We are going for the Weather Ball. There's still 1 Snarl off of a move, and now we're able to farm down. If the Excadrill comes back in, we are going straight for the Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm will be doing some big damage onto the Excadrill if they don't respect it. Leaf Storm lands and almost one-shots. Oh my goodness. Drill Run takes me out. We're going to come back in with Giratina. They have Togekiss. We have MELMETAL. Get that double fairy out of here, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up the Dream lead in Kyogre. The opponent safe switches into Dialga, and we have a fantastic response in MELMETAL. We are going to farm up and go for the back-to-back superpowers. Dialga will typically throw on the second superpower because they do win the CMP tie, and this way they'll be able to land a charge move after I've lowered my defense. They're running Thunder, that does do big damage, but does not kill. We survive, we're able to take them out with a superpower, and here the opponent makes an incredibly smart play. Instead of farming up with Kyogre, Kyogre's energy not particularly useful against Giratina. They bring in their own Giratina, and here's where things get very, very scary for me. My whole team loses to a Giratina Origin with an energy advantage, and they are just going to go straight Ominous Wind baiting. I'm down on energy, so I have to bait back. We are going for the Ominous Wind. We are able to force a shield. At this point, I have to generate some kind of advantage, so I think I have to try and call an Ominous Wind bait. We let it go, and it's the Ominous Wind. Oh my goodness, huge bait call there. And now we're going to go for an Ominous Wind of our own, hoping to get the shield. We do get the shield, which is very nice, and we sneak a Shadow Claw. Since we snuck, I think we can reach an Ominous Wind here. Come on, Giratina. Yes, we're able to reach it. This is going to get them very low, and then I have to aggressively switch into ROSERADE. And it's a simultaneous swap ROSERADE into Kyogre. The Kyogre does not have energy. This should just be the Surf, and we do survive. And the good thing is we are running Leaf Storm. And Leaf Storm is going to be absolutely banishing this Kyogre. Goodbye, Kyogre. Giratina comes back in, gets poison jab down, Roserade able to close strong, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, and we have the Giratina Origin Mirror. This mirror is very, very bait dependent, so you know what? We're going to start it off with a bait. We are going for the Ominous Wind, hoping to get the shield, and we're able to get the shield. My opponent does not want to fall behind on energy, so I'm thinking they're probably going to bait. We call it, and it's an Ominous Wind. That is big. Unfortunately, they will throw a second Ominous Wind, but here I'm thinking I can safely shield up. I'll be able to get the final shield with the Shadow Ball, and then we'll aggressively switch in the Melmetal, as Melmetal should be able to KO with a Flash Cannon at this health range. And the Giratina is staying in, and this gives me hope. Hopefully this means they're weak to Melmetal in the back. They go for the Shadow Ball, that's fine by me, and we are going to fire back with the Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon will be taking them out, and we'll have to see what they have in back. And it's Togekiss! Oh my goodness, it must be Double Fairy! They are so weak in the back, and we are going for the Flash Cannon. Melmetal smelling blood in the water. Flash Cannon banishes Togekiss, and it's ZACIAN in the back. Building up, they get to a move. You know what? I'm going to give them hope. We're going to let this go, but we have an even harder answer in the back in Roserade. ZACIAN sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping to the next match, and it's another Giratina Origin Mirror. This time, I'm going to let them throw first and try and play for the extra Shadow Claw, but they bank a Shadow Ball and they save switch ZACIAN. In comes Roserade with a vengeance. Those poison jabs are absolutely tearing through ZACIAN. We'll tank any one move. It ends up being offset CMP, and this Leaf Storm is going to be doing more than enough damage to take them out. Now the question is, what Pokemon will they bring in to farm down the Roserade? And it's Ho-Oh. Now Ho-Oh is a little scary, as unfortunately with my Melmetal not having Rock Slide, it is completely helpless, so I have to align the Giratina onto the Ho-Oh. We are going to throw 2 Shadow Claws so we can have optimal charge move timing, and now we're going for the bait. Able to force a shield with the Ominous Wind, which is huge, and now I'm going for the Shadow Ball. I'm counting on the fact that they won't want to go down 2 shields. The Shadow Ball does land, and this should be the Brave Bird. I am going to be shielding this up, and then I am going to try and catch the next Brave Bird and want to Incinerate on the Melmetal. Unfortunately, not able to catch. The opponent banks the move on Ho-Oh, and they bring in Giratina. Giratina has a ton of energy. They are going for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does big damage, but we are going to fire back with the Flash Cannon, and Flash Cannon will be getting them low. It should be getting them into the red. Does get them very low, and it's a CMP tie. That's absolutely perfect. They go for the Shadow Ball, that's fine, and now we have to farm down with Giratina, and they do not get to a move. That's huge. In comes the Ho-Oh. They're forced to Brave Bird, and from here we are going to be able to safely farm down and secure the 5-0 with Roserade. Let's go. Picking up a very nice lead in the next match, Giratina into Ho-Oh. The opponent safe switches Dialga, and we instantly counter swap into Melmetal. If you do switch fast enough into this matchup, Melmetal can reach the back-to-back superpowers before they reach the Draco Meteor, which puts the Dialga in a pretty difficult spot. If they want to try and get some damage off or force a shield, they're going to have to commit a shield of their own. And since they've already shielded, it's a very easy process for me to match a shield in return. They bait, but I still significantly outpace them, so superpower will be enough to take them out. Back in comes Ho-Oh. We are very debuffed, but we should be able to get off a superpower, but I overtap. Oh, that's a pretty big mistake. To be fair, a triple debuffed resistant superpower doesn't do a lot of damage, but any damage helps against a mon as bulky as Ho-Oh. We play to the CMP tie, knowing that we do lose CMP there. Giratina able to force a shield since Ho-Oh has debuffed themselves. They bank a move, and they have Togekiss in the back. This is a great matchup for Roserade, but suddenly I'm recognizing that my opponent's win con is probably to lose this matchup, farm me down with Ho-Oh, and then with 100 energy, they can throw a Brave Bird, throw an Incinerate, and throw a second Brave Bird. So my goal is to try and make this a simultaneous KO, which we're able to do. And now, I'm going to throw 2 Shadow Claws. We throw the Shadow Ball, but an Incinerate sneaks through. Oh my goodness, a huge misplay. Shadow Ball does not KO, and we sneak the Incinerate. This will be incredibly close. Can it die in 2 Shadow Claws? And it just cannot. And if you remember back to when I overtapped with the superpower would have been enough, and unfortunately we lose the game. We catch the ZACIAN on the lead in the next game. The fact that they're staying in tells me that they are probably running play rough, and if they are, I do want to try and catch it. We switch, and we're able to catch the play rough onto MELMETAL. That's going to be doing negligible damage and is a huge waste of energy for the opponent. They bank energy, and now they bring in Kyogre. Kyogre is a pretty decent response, but my MELMETAL has a big energy lead, and I'm hopeful that this will allow me to either get shield advantage or switch advantage, as I'm honestly fine with either. Second superpower does force the shield, so it's looking like the opponent is wanting to farm down. They'll lead with a ton of energy, but since I have a shield advantage, my Giratina should be able to safely shield up the Blizzard if they have it, and then farm all the way down and get a big energy lead. So I am going to commit the shield, and it's the Blizzard, and now I can very safely farm down. The opponent tries to snipe with ZACIAN, but we're able to catch the play rough onto ROSERADE. The opponent throwing resisted play roughs left and right. We farm down with ROSERADE. What do they have in back? They have Ho-Oh. So we are not out of the woods yet, as unfortunately, Ho-Oh completely destroys ROSERADE with this moveset, but our Giratina is still alive. We are going to try and do as much damage with ROSERADE as we can. Learning from last game, all chip damage is good damage, and we're actually able to apply a decent amount of damage onto the Ho-Oh. We are going for the Shadow Ball here. Unfortunately, they do shield it up. They are at a 100 energy. They can't hold two Brave Birds, so my guess is they may try and catch. They throw the Brave Bird, they switch in Kyogre, we farm them all the way down, and we have the Shadow Ball loaded. I don't believe Shadow Ball quite KOs Ho-Oh from this range, but again, they're still one Incinerate short. We're able to farm them down, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match and picking up a pretty nice lead, Giratina into Mewtwo. The Shadow Claws absolutely chunk in this matchup. The only worry is that we do get outpaced. We do tank the first Psy Strike, so I'll let that through. And now we're going to bait with the Ominous Wind and hope that we can get the shield. We do get the shield, and they save switch as ZACIAN. And now it is once again ROSERADE time. Poison Jab's absolutely tearing through the ZACIAN. We'll tank this play rough, not worried about it whatsoever. I am going to slightly overfarm and go for the Leaf Storm. They're already down a shield, so I'm not expecting them to shield this. It lands, and we're able to win switch advantage. Back in comes Mewtwo, trying to get to the Leaf Storm, and we get to the Leaf Storm. I'm really hoping they decide to let the Mewtwo go here, as Mewtwo with energy is deadly, but they do shield it up, and things are looking a little rough. I bring in Giratina, and I'm hopeful that I can get to the Ominous Wind before they reach Psy Strike number 2. We're farming up, and unfortunately, it looks like it's a CMP tie. Tried to go for the Ominous Wind, no such luck. But then it refunds my energy, and they bring in Yveltal, and this is so bad. I don't have Rock Slide. I can't hit for super effective damage here. We are going to go for the superpower, try and do as much damage as we can, and we just can't make it to a second one. They have to go for the Focus Blast to take us out, and then it's all up to Giratina Origin. We are going for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is resisted, but should do a decent chunk of damage here. Shadow Ball gets them low, and now we're going for the Ominous Wind. We need this to KO, and then hopefully we can farm down Mewtwo. It does KO, but Mewtwo has a move. No! Oh my goodness, the residual energy from Mewtwo, they put it to good use, and we fall just short. Hopping to the final match, again catching ZACIAN on the lead, but they switch out, which tells me they are probably not running play rough, and they have Shadow Lugia on the safe switch. We are going to go for the Shadow Ball to get the shield, and now we bring in MELMETAL. This is a bit of a worse matchup since we don't have Rock Slide, but honestly, Flash Cannon still does hit pretty hard in this match. We call the Sky Attack, which is very, very nice, and now we're going for the Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon will, of course, be doing some big damage onto the Shadow Lugia. I am a little worried about a potential Aero Blast. They did farm up quite a bit. I shield up, just the Sky Attack there, and I believe this should just be a Sky Attack as well. So I am going to let this through. Just the Sky Attack, and now we're going for the aggressive farm down, and we're able to get there. We leave with a ton of energy, so it will depend what they have in the back. They are waiting their clock, and they bring in a Togekiss. We are going for the Flash Cannon. They've already seen it, so they know to shield, which is a little unfortunate. But on the bright side, we have ROSERADE in the back that absolutely destroys their remaining Pokemon. I do want to get some use out of the Giratina, so we are going to go for the Shadow Ball, and now it is ROSERADE time. They reach a move. I'm going to shield this up, because we know this will do more damage than anything ZACIAN throws at us. Back in comes the ZACIAN. We are going to be going for the Leaf Storm. Hello, ZACIAN. Goodbye, ZACIAN. And from here, ROSERADE closing strong, farming down the Togekiss, and that is a good game. So all in all, I had an absolute blast running this team. There's a ton of ZACIAN out there, so it felt really good to be able to hard punish ZACIANs with ROSERADE. As I mentioned in the beginning, this team is definitely a team for fun. I do not recommend this team if you're looking to climb, but I did have a ton of fun with it, even though I did end up losing Elo. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.